Hi class, so in this video I wanted to show you how to navigate the course. This video is probably going to be shorter than the syllabus video. The syllabus video was rather long just because we have to go through a lot of detail, but the course is organized in a simplified manner, so we should be able to get through it in a few minutes. So here we have our home page, and here we have a lovely picture of El Paso, Texas. So in our home page, you will find the Introduction to the Course module, as well as our DACC syllabus supplement, our actual syllabus, and our modules. So if you just want to go ahead and access the modules, you can just go ahead and click there. But of course, you can also click on the left-hand corner link and it'll take you there. However, to get started, the first thing you want to do is you want to click on Introduction to the Course. So whenever you click on this page, it's going to have the syllabus video, and it's also going to have this video, which is the course navigation video. I also mentioned the modes of communication. So basically, it takes me about 24 to 48 hours to reply to your emails. Sometimes it might take me a little bit longer if it's the weekend or a holiday, but typically I reply within 2 days. Now, if you don't if you don't get a response from me, then that means that I might not have gotten your email. So you might want to email me again. Sometimes when people email me at my .nmsu, I do not get outside emails like from Gmail or Yahoo or Hotmail. So it's probably best to use your NMSU email. However, you can also email me through Canvas through the inbox. And I do mention in the modes of communication that I do post announcements every single Monday. So to view the announcements, you want to go ahead and click on announcements. Once you click there, you will find the announcements that I have posted. Now, I posted the first one, which is welcome. And basically, I post an announcement every single Monday. And in that announcement, I give you an overview of the week. And I also outline what is due for that week. So basically, I try to keep you organized for that week. Now, sometimes I also provide tips. So, like, let's say, for example, I noticed a lot of people are struggling with analyzing, or they're summarizing in their response instead of analyzing. I will go ahead and maybe provide some tips in the announcement just to kind of let people know that we need to start analyzing instead of summarizing. Or maybe I noticed that something was not working in Canvas and there was a glitch. I'll let you know in that announcement as well. However, there are times when like an event comes up for extra credit. So those types of announcements I will post any given time whenever I am made aware of the event. Also, sometimes there might be glitches, or sometimes, you know, I might notice that there was a mistake on Canvas. So those again I will post whenever that occurs. But for sure, expect an announcement every Monday that provides an overview of the week. And it's really important, I think, to look at the announcements because sometimes I've had students who tell me, I didn't even know that essay was assigned. And then I'll tell them, oh, well, it was in an announcement 3 weeks ago, and they don't even know. Or sometimes I might extend a due date because there was a technology glitch on Canvas. You won't find out unless you read announcements. So make sure that you read the announcements because they do contain important information. So going back to the home page, to the introduction page, here we have our program student learning outcomes, which you should definitely read more in depth. When it comes to grading, it usually takes me about 5 to 10 days to grade something. Now, sometimes it might take me a little bit longer because I do teach 5 English classes, so sometimes I have several essays due, which means I have a lot to read, so sometimes I might fall a little bit behind, but if that happens, I will update you on the announcements as well. So I provide updates in the announcements. For the quizzes, the grades are sometimes displayed immediately, but sometimes I do have to go back and check some short answer questions. So if that's the case, your grade won't be submitted completely. I also provide written feedback for all written assignments and discussions. So if you have any questions on that, feel free to email me or respond to the submission comment, and I will reply. Submission comments are kind of interesting because sometimes I don't get notifications for them and sometimes I do. So if I haven't replied to your submission comment and it's something really important, go ahead and email me as well because like I said, sometimes I don't see the submission comment because I don't get notified. However, in order to view your feedback, definitely go ahead and click on this file because it'll tell you how to view your feedback. So if you look at this file, it tells you how to view your feedback in terms of the rubric. For some assignments, like all major assignments, I do use a rubric, so obviously you want to look at that to see how your grade was determined. But you also want to look at my comments. So I provide general comments in terms of like, good job, this is what you did really well, this is what you need to work on. So those comments are pretty easy to see. However, if you want to see the rubric, you have to make sure you actually click on rubric. And then there's a third thing you should see, and that's the actual comments. So if you click on view feedback, you can actually see the comments I wrote on the actual essay itself. And those are very important because sometimes I provide comments. For example, if I say, make sure you work on your thesis statements because they shouldn't be a question, they should be an actual statement. That's information that can help you for the next essay, but that is something that I would typically write on the essay itself. So you want to make sure that you view all types of feedback, the rubric, the general comments, and the comments on the essay itself. So like I said, if you click on this handout, it shows you how to view those types of feedback. I also have a video that shows you how to submit an assignment in case you are not familiar with that. And there's also another video that I have that tells you how Turnitin works. And I will go ahead and I'll post that here as well. But Turnitin is a plagiarism review software, and that's very important because it helps us to avoid plagiarism. But I don't utilize it to get people in trouble. I utilize it so that you can look at your originality score and so that you can maybe make changes so that you don't actually plagiarize. Like I said, I'll post this video on here as well. Extra credit. If we click on the extra credit options and policies, when it comes to extra credit, you basically get up to 35 points extra credit. Now, in order to earn those points, you have to go to either ARC workshops, tutoring, or college events. So you can go ahead and read that here. Now, when it comes to the ARC workshops, you have an option of attending, and just for attending and signing in and staying throughout the whole workshop, you get 5 points. However, make sure you let me know because it's an online class, so let me know that you attended so that I can go ahead and make sure that you were there and I can get the sign-in sheet or something like that and give you 5 points extra credit. If you write a summary, you'll get 10 points extra credit. Again, the same thing applies, just you're writing a summary, and that summary is due 1 week after the event. If you go to college events, the only option is to write a summary in order to get 10 points extra credit. Most college events also have a sign-in sheet, so just go ahead and sign in so that I can verify that you were there. When it comes to tutoring, you can go to tutoring as many times as you like, but you only get 5 points extra credit per essay. And tutoring is only available for the major essays. Obviously, you can go to tutoring for any assignment, but you only get extra credit with the major essays. So, in order to obtain extra credit, you should take your essay a few days before it's due to the tutoring center, the ARC. There are ARCs located at every single campus, and we also have an ARC tab, so you can go ahead and click there and it'll show you the hours and campus locations and things like that. So after your tutoring session, you have to fill out this summary of tutoring form. Remember that you're the one who's supposed to fill it out, not the tutor. After you filled it out, submit it with your essay and you get 5 points extra credit. These 5 points are going to be applied to the essay itself, so they don't count towards the 35-point limit. So technically, you have 35 points that you can get extra credit that applies to your overall grade. And then you have 15 points extra credit that apply to each essay. So for example, let's say you take your first essay and you get an 85. The 5 points extra credit for the summary of tutoring session form will be applied and you will get a 90 instead of an 85. However, you want to make sure that you fill this out because a lot of people don't fill it out and then they don't end up with the extra credit. So very, very important that they fill it out, that you fill it out. So going back to our home page and our introduction page, after extra credit, we have Canvas. So obviously this class is conducted through Canvas, so it's very important that we all know how to use it. Sometimes difficulties do arise, so I have gone ahead and I linked the Canvas guides as well as the frequently asked questions. That way you can go there if you have any questions, things like that. However, if you need special support, like something's just not working, you're not able to view something, or you get locked out, you can go ahead and contact support. And their location is in Milton Hall, room 80 at NMSU. They also have a phone number, and here is their email address. So really there's no excuse to miss assignments, or there's really no excuse to say, oh, I haven't been able to access my Canvas, because support is available from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Also, I do want to point out that there is Canvas training available. So if you feel like you need to become better acquainted with Canvas, you can go ahead and click on these two links. This one is for face-to-face training, and this one is for online training. So I think these are very, very necessary if you're taking online classes, because if you're not familiar with Canvas and you're taking online classes, that could potentially be problematic. So definitely familiarize yourself with Canvas. Next, I talk a little bit about the textbook and reading material. We don't have a textbook. All of our readings are linked online, so you need to make sure that you have access to Canvas and the internet. And then, of course, here I have our syllabus again and the introductions discussion. So let's go ahead and take a look at the modules. This course is organized according to weeks. So, for example, week 1, you're supposed to go over the introduction module. Week 2, we start discussing history and border studies. So as you can see, each week has what you're supposed to read and the assignment that's due. So I think this is a better way of accessing information, because I always have students who go to files, but if you go to files, you won't be able to find some of the readings, because a lot of these readings are links. So it's very important that you go to modules to find the readings and also find the assignments. Now, obviously, you can also find the assignments by going to assignments, but it's a little bit more organized under the modules. So obviously, again, discussions, you can click on discussions to view our discussions. And I do want to point out the general help and question forum. This is a discussion thread that is available for general questions. So if you want to ask about an assignment and you want to know if it's double spaced, you think other people might also have that question, definitely type that here and I will reply and everybody else will be able to see it. Or let's say maybe there's an event coming up and you want to know if it counts as extra credit. Go ahead and ask that question here, and I'll reply so that other people can attend the event if it does count for extra credit. So this is a great thread to use if you have general questions that apply to the whole class. If you have personal questions, obviously don't use this thread. Email me instead, because everybody can see the response here. So make sure that you email me if it's a personal question. Other than that, I think I have gone over everything in this course. Like I said, it's pretty straightforward. What you want to do is you want to check announcements every Monday. You want to make sure you check your grades to see what you get in your assignments. And you want to make sure you check the feedback. And of course, you want to make sure that you look at the modules to make sure that you keep track of all the assignments and all of the readings. So please let me know if you have any questions. If you need clarification on anything, I will be glad to help.